estamos en el punto número 12, proteger los derechos de los inmigrantes de Latinoamérica y otras naciones. ¿Y dónde está el pueblo?
We must unite with our Hispanic neighbors in our joint struggle against the racist system. African Americans, more than any other group of Americans, know what it is like to be treated as second-class citizens, with no voice and no power. Here are Aaron Burr from Southerners for Economic Justice and Marisol Hernandez McGee of El Paso. Did you know that Africans escaping slavery found refuge in Mexico?
¿Sabía usted que muchos africanos escapando de la esclavitud en los Estados Unidos encontraron refugio en México?
Did you know that the U.S. is now processing a backlog of 14 years old applications from 1993 for U.S. citizens trying to bring their children and their families to the United States?
¿Sabía usted que los Estados Unidos procesa en este momento aplicaciones de inmigración efectuadas en 1993 con atraso de 14 años, efectuados por ciudadanos norteamericanos tratando de traer a sus esposas y o hijos de México?
Did you know that over 4,000 immigrants have died in the Arizona and New Mexico deserts in recent years, trying to find work for their families and bring their families together in the United States? And that there are still an unidentified number of bodies, 5,000, that still lay in those deserts.
¿Sabía usted que más de 4,000 inmigrantes han fallecido en los desiertos de Arizona y Nuevo México en años recientes, tratando de conseguir trabajo y tratando de reunir sus familias en los Estados Unidos? Todavía hay un estimado de 5,000 cuerpos sin reclamar en el desierto.
Do you know that immigrant workers who have not been able to get their papers still contribute $90 billion in taxes to Social Security and Medicaid every year that they cannot access?
¿Sabía usted que trabajadores inmigrantes que aún no han podido arreglar sus papeles de inmigración contribuyen con aproximadamente 90 billones en impuestos?
Therefore, we demand that the North Carolina General Assembly stop attacking immigrants and urge the federal government to enact comprehensive, humane immigration reform.
Exigimos que la Asamblea General de Carolina del Norte ponga fin al pasaje de los inmigrantes y sus familias y en vez solicite al gobierno federal aprobar una reforma integral y humana en inmigración.
We demand that local law enforcement stop terrorizing immigrant communities by criminal immigration violations and denying them due process of person because of their immigration status.
Exigimos que las fuerzas de policía local no sigan aterrorizando a las comunidades inmigrantes con arrestos por violaciones de inmigración no criminales, negando el debido proceso legal a personas debido a su estado de inmigración.
Point number 13, we're getting closer. We got to hurry up. Organize, strengthen, and provide funding for our civil rights enforcement agencies and statutes to help us make one North Carolina. And to help the weak grow strong, we must strengthen the enforcement of our civil rights laws. Here are A.K. Donaldson from North Carolina Central University and McShirley, Chair of the State Human Rights Committee.
you know our state statutes do not cover employment discrimination by private employers? Did you know our state statutes do prohibit employment discrimination against most state employees, but they do not provide adequate remedies when discrimination has been found? And did you know, young people, that the NAACP and the people and our ancestors were just as young as we were when the civil rights began? And did you know that they were going against a father named Jim Crow? So let me tell you, he had a son by someone by the name of James Crow. And if you didn't know, now you know.
My sisters and brothers, that's why we demand that the General Assembly must update the hodgepodge of anti-discrimination statutes that they have been forced to write since the 1970s that will provide adequate remedies for both public and private employees when a judge or a jury finds discrimination. Thank you.
And our 14th and final point, bring our troops home from Iraq. But that is our duty. Here are Alana Shapiro from Traction, Taylor Shedra from the Muslim American Freedom Foundation, and our own Reverend Curtis Gatewood, the state NAACP second vice president, to tell you why.
All right, I have a question for y'all. I think you know this, but did you know the reasons we were given for invading the sovereign nation of Iraq have proven to be unfounded, misleading, manipulative, let's face it, downright lies?
Did you know some estimates conclude that as many as 600,000 Iraqis have died as a result of the United States invasion? And we know that over 600,000 have died as a result of terrorism, as a result of that invasion, and that over 3,000 Americans have died and countless have been injured since the invasion, and that over 6,000 soldiers from North Carolina and duty in Iraq and more than 23,000 are slated to be deployed there in the coming months. And there's no dress rehearsal on death. Once you're dead, you're gone.
Therefore, we the people demand that our legislators pass a strong resolution against this war, taken to the bipartisan anti-war component in our congressional delegation. We say to our representatives, if you think you are elected to be a Bushite rather than to do right, we have a song for you on election day. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Therefore, we run a massive movement, and we're saying this massive movement ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, and marching on the freedom road.
The people have been informed. Now we know. It was President James Madison said that a people who are informed are their own government.